Understanding the depths of this Bible verse will change your life. Genesis chapter 2, verses 21 through 25. So the Lord God caused the man to fall into a deep sleep. And while he was sleeping, he took one of the man's ribs and then closed up the place with flesh. Then the Lord God made a woman from the rib he had taken out of the man, and he brought her to the man. The man said, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, for she was taken out of man. This is why a man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife, and they become one flesh." Adam and his wife were both naked, and they felt no shame. The man was asleep. We all know when people are asleep that you are only experiencing spiritual things. Everything is spiritual, but your body is resting. The resting reflects, oh God, this is so good. The resting reflects your flesh being surrendered to God. And so you're only in the spiritual nature. Now, things are going on spiritually that he doesn't know about. What is going on spiritually? God is creating the woman for him that God knows is best for him. And so this means that while the man's flesh is surrendered to God at the perfect time that God knew that it was best for Adam not to be alone anymore, God created the perfect woman for this man to go forth with. God was creating her. God took a part of Adam and created her from that. That means that y'all are equally yoked. Y'all are spiritually equipped to go forth together. This is how y'all flesh become one, because you're literally made from his flesh. That means your body, your vessels were made to walk together to be a reflection of the purpose of God. As his flesh was surrendered to God, your body was, your body was made from that surrender point. That means you were literally created holy. You were created for holy matrimony, for y'all to go forth together. Right before God saw that it was not good for Adam to be alone, God gave Adam his purpose. God gave him clarity and wisdom. It's very obvious when you start to pay attention to why you are still in a waiting season. So many women feel like they're so far ahead of their husband. Well, you both are still being prepared and crafted by God in two different ways. Your husband will recognize you. Even if you have met your husband already and he does not know or call you his wife, that means that he is not done being prepared, and you are not done being prepared as well. When God opens his eyes to see you, he will call you as what God called him to be. He names Eve woman because she came from man. That means God added on to her. God added on to her from man. As you can see, our bodies have more parts, more expansion, more growth, more protruding than a man's body. It's a different shape. This is why so many people say whatever the man gives a woman, she multiplies it. Okay, the man has the sperm, and so when he fertilizes the egg, that sperm then becomes a baby. And it comes out of that woman, and that woman is naturally creating the nutrition that child needs. The man cannot nurse the baby. The man cannot grow the baby. This is so powerful. We are literally created to give birth to what's inside the man. Oh my God. We are literally birthed from man and made to be created to grow things that are inside of our spouse. So this is why God allows you. This is such a blessing for you to be a part of the preparation process. Okay, God has told you who your spouse is ahead of time so that you can mature, not so that you can point out everything that is wrong with him, but so that you can understand that everything that you believe is wrong with him is a learning lesson for you. It's teaching you how to be an intercessor. It's teaching you how to be patient. It's teaching you how to be compassionate. Stop speaking death over your spouse and feeling like they are a hopeless case, because y'all are both made from God. That is very disrespectful. Okay, this is showing you where you need to mature. Everything that you perceive as unlikely about him is God showing you where you need to mature, because whatever you are doing in this wedding period, you will do in the marriage. That's exactly what God is showing you. Every time that you question why it's not happening and you complain, God is showing you where you need to mature. The Bible speaks about a nagging wife. So respect this maturation process, because if you can't handle it right now, you're not going to be able to endure everything that y'all have to go through in this marriage. Many of us have experienced hurt, but men have too. Why don't you think about the role of a man? He literally is called to die for everyone and everything. He literally is supposed to protect everyone and everything. He's literally called to be a provider. He has to physically be stronger. How many men do you know that were raised to be taught that their emotions are okay? How many men do you know that were raised to know God? How many men do you know that know their purpose? How many men do you know that are emotionally mature? How many men do you know that easily express what they're going through? They try to carry it all on themselves. And this is why so many men are stuck in these cycles of sexual immorality, because they feel like that's the only form of pleasure they can get. They got to pay for everything. They got to protect everything. Nobody is doing nothing for them. It seems like the only thing the world can do for them is be the avenue that they get their money and be the avenue of their pleasure. That's why they turn to drugs and drinking and all these things. Start praying for every man. This is your time not to be selfish, because you definitely can't be selfish in that marriage. And if God has called you to be a mother, then you definitely have to get rid of that selfishness now. Y'all are literally a reflection of each other. So you're literally a reflection of what's going on inside of him or what's going on surrounding him. Hello? And you are meant to break that cycle. So understand that the role of a wife starts before that. He who finds a wife finds a good thing. That means she was already a wife. Hello? You have to literally learn how to rejoice. You have to learn how to be way more respectful to God than you are. I understand that you came from the ways of the world. I understand that you are caught up in what you want. But you have to release all of that, because God knows what is best for you. You cannot get what is best for you without being the best version of you. And God blesses people with marriage at different times. The people that God allows to come together before they mature, they do not have it easier. So you don't need to idolize anybody else's relationship. Be grateful for the story that God has gifted you. Don't idolize anyone's relationship. Don't be stuck in all these fantasies about how you want him to come to you and how it's supposed to happen, because you need to see everything as beautiful that goes on. When God told me who my husband was, I thought I was the perfect wife already. I thought I was ready to be married. And it wasn't until God revealed that information that God showed me all of the things that I needed to heal from and all the ways that I needed to evolve. I will share that testimony soon, but in the meantime, thank God for even blessing you to know who your spouse is. And keep talking to God and asking you for clarity every day. Make sure that you heard God right. Make sure that it was really God's voice. You have to have unwavering faith. Because when God tell you who your spouse is, it's for a reason. There's not going to be no divorce. It's until death does y'all part. But in the meantime, there needs to be depth to all of these unhealthy mindsets that you have picked up. As for Genesis chapter 2, verse 24, about a man leaving his mother and his father to unite as one flesh with his wife. This doesn't only mean physically leaving their house. This means leaving the ways of his parents as well. Because spiritually, our body is the temple, our body is a house. Because God dwells in us. And so we all are meant to do different things than our parents did. And so he has to leave a lot of the mindsets that he learned from his parents as well. There's a lot of generational curses that he needs to break as well. And so do you. So that y'all can become one in what God has called y'all to be. God didn't call y'all to be a reflection of your parents. Even if your parents did have a great marriage, you're still not meant to be a carbon copy of them. Because God is doing new things. It can always get greater. And as far as Genesis chapter 2, verse 25, being naked and unashamed, being naked is being bare. A lot of people are not confident in their body. You have to learn how to be confident in your body. So start talking to God and asking God to bless you to be confident in your body and to bless your husband to be confident in his body and yours, for y'all to love each other body, for y'all to for God to guide y'all meals, for God to guide y'all eating habits, for God to guide y'all appetite, for God to guide everything that y'all consume. Because y'all body is a reflection of God. So any insecurities that y'all have about y'all body and what dwells inside of y'all body include the thoughts and the mindsets and y'all organs and everything. Start praying for those things as well. This is what you need to do every single day, and you're going to have to continue to do this while you're in marriage. This does not stop. Marriage is not just about you getting the cute and romantic things. As a matter of fact, keeping God first in everything should be very cute and romantic to you. Because that's what God gifted you this for you to be a blessing to the world. This is not just only about you, because lives are going to change because of y'all marriage. This marriage is not just about y'all, but y'all have to be very mature so that y'all can see that marriage is a blessing, because marriage has a bad stigma to it, because either one person is holy or neither are holy, but they expect to have holy experiences, which is pure and good experiences, because all good comes from God. It's called holy matrimony for a reason. I love you, and most importantly, God does too. I am a spiritual advisor, and I can assist you with your maturing process, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, in every area of life, not just preparing to be a wife, but being who God called you to be. Learning how to steward your finances, learning how to increase your faith, knowing how to build healthy patterns, learning how to understand everything that you have ever been through, learning how to move forward in a perfect way that God has called you to. Learning how to understand your dreams, any repetitive numbers that you see. Do not look up these numbers, because all of these are witchcraft websites. Okay? Even when people of God tell you what a number means, that does not mean that number means that every time that you see it, because God always doing new things. The number has a different message for you every time you see that, so you must remember that. In the description area, you will see all of the things that I address as a spiritual advisor and my email for you to schedule a session. My sessions start at $45. Also, you will see all of my other social media sites. You can reach out to me on my social media sites to pray with me. And also, you will see in the description area some playlists that I have recommended to you from my YouTube channel that you are watching this on. However, it is best for you to go to my YouTube channel and look at all the playlists that I have, because it's way more than I have posted in the description area, because I have over 600 videos for you to watch. Including this is a part of a series. Thank you for tithing into my ministry by watching, by liking, by commenting, by subscribing, by sharing. And thank you for pouring into me via prayer and by sowing into my ministry monetarily.